Welcome to the Success with Jewelry podcast, where we invite you inside our conversations about business success and marketing for jewelry designers and entrepreneurs.
We're Laryssa and Liz, jewelry marketing experts with a combined 16 years of experience in jewelry marketing and proven track records in helping jewelry brands meet their goals. When you listen to or watch this podcast, you get an intimate and exclusive peek behind the curtain of all the things you wish you could know about earning success in this industry.
Welcome to episode number 24. In this episode, Laryssa and I will be talking about the importance of an automated welcome series, as well as other email automations to consider for your business. More specifically, we'll be covering what a welcome series is and why it's important, welcome series best practices, and other key automations to consider. We also want to tell you about our insider community. When you join for only $20 a month, you'll have access to extended episodes full of tips that you can start implementing today and further resources about each topic we discuss. For example, in the extended version of this episode, we share examples of good welcome emails. To get access to exclusive content, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. Hey, Laryssa, let's get into it.
Let's talk about automations, a tool that can help you be more successful with email marketing, save you time, send more personalized content, and engage your email subscribers.
Yeah, so let's start with what an email automation is. Can you describe that?
Yeah, so it's either one email or a series of emails, and it gets automatically sent or triggered whenever someone takes an action. I think the one that we're all the most familiar with, even as consumers, is that email sign up where you get like a discount or a welcome right away. So that would be one action. But really the types of actions that can trigger an email are endless. Like someone makes a purchase, someone buys like a specific item, maybe they haven't purchased in a while, maybe it's their birthday or their customer anniversary. There are so many different kinds of triggers. So just keep that in mind, keep an open mind as we talk about this.
Yeah, and so if you are going to choose just one to implement, it would be the welcome email. The welcome email is the most important email automation to consider.
Yes, I do want to mention too, I almost forgot because I hope no one's confused. If you do have Klaviyo calls these flows. So some of these different email providers have different language for automations, but it's basically the same thing.
Right. It's all a series of emails that are automatically sent. And like I was saying, the welcome email is the most important. So if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, this is overwhelming, I'm going to turn off this podcast now. Don't, because if you take anything away from this, you need to have a welcome email. And the reason you need to have a welcome email is because when somebody signs up for your email list, that is when they are most excited about your brand. And if you don't have an email, go out to them right away, you're missing an opportunity.
And there's definitely an expectation from them that they will hear from you right away, because that's what every brand does. So if they don't get a welcome email, it's almost like, did I sign up for him? Like, where did my email address just go? I traded my information for what? So you want to, it's really the first step to build trust.
Definitely. It gives you a chance to acknowledge and thank the visitor for subscribing. And it also gives you an opportunity to share more about your brand story. And you can let them know what to expect as a subscriber.
Yeah. And if you do have a discount code for welcomes, that's a place to share it. You don't have to, though. It could be a place to just add value in other ways. Maybe you share like your curated pics of what you love, or a style guide, or a sizer, or like a gift guide, or just value in whatever way you think your customers would appreciate.
You don't have to do a discount. There are so many other ways to get people to sign up for your list, even if you're just offering, debuting collections there first.
It's also a chance to, we mentioned like setting up expectations. You can give your subscribers a chance to kind of take control almost of the way they'll receive emails from you. So maybe they can add where they're located to get emails when you're going to do like shows, or when you have retailer partners in their location, they can add their birthday to get whatever special birthday thing you send them, or their name. So it's a chance to kind of almost get to know your subscribers and let them get to know you too.
Yes. And so let's talk about welcome series best practices. So if you have your welcome email in place and you're ready to add a bit more to your kind of your welcome series or nurture sequence or the emails that go out after somebody signs up, 4 to 6 emails are ideal. So in your welcome series, having 4 to 6 emails is what you want to start with. And the first one would be your welcome email. You would be thanking subscribers for joining your list, sharing the incentive if you have one, and let them know what to expect. I also love this email as an opportunity to invite them into your community, because email marketing is a more intimate experience than social media. Even though you aren't just sending them the email, it feels like that, at least for me as somebody who loves certain brands and receiving emails from them. It feels like I'm just reading this email from my favorite brand that they sent just to me. So it is an intimate experience. So inviting them into your community is a great way to really build trust and engagement.
It's
Your second-
100% more intimate, because on social media, you don't own their information. You don't know anything about them. And by having their email, you're almost like caretaking this connection that you have with them. And that's not a small thing.
That's not a small thing at all. And I have shared this before, and I think I just shared it to insiders, but I'll quickly share here that email marketing has really reinvigorated my business in the past 6 months because social media just wasn't doing it anymore. As you've been following the series, you know, Laryssa and I really believe in email marketing. This welcome series is a great way to kind of set up your audience to feel really engaged and really buy into what you're sending and be excited to open your content. So your second email would be introducing yourself. And this is where you want to tell your story. And, you know, it's either your brand story or you as a designer sharing your story, sharing your process. This is where you want to share that, is in your second email. And then your third email is where you want to showcase your product. Either share your best sellers, your newest collection, or your personal favorites. I always love seeing a designer's personal favorites or the pieces that they wear every day. And then if you're doing a 4-part series, you would want to include an incentive reminder.
I bet a lot of people in the audience right now are surprised that we didn't get to product until email 3.
Yes. So this is something that I really believe in, and it's really sharing a story. And I know Laryssa believes in this too, is that like the story is what sells the product, especially when it's a product that you don't need, like jewelry. It's not something that you're necessarily like, I need to get this. Like it's more of a luxury purchase. It's something that, you know, people don't have to choose to buy. Anyway, what I want to say here is that you're building trust and you're getting your audience to buy into your story in the first couple of emails. And then you're sharing the product at the point where they trust you, they know more about you, they're excited about what you're sharing with them. And you're also showcasing the product in a really soft way. It's not a hard sell, because the brands that are doing the hard sell product are the ones that are more mass, lower price point, and that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's such a good point. I agree with all of that. Story first, product second, differentiate yourself through something that will capture emotion first.
Yes. And if you want to do a longer welcome series, or if you want to kind of switch out or build on some of these ideas, some more ideas would be client testimonials, which are always great to include. And then sharing your custom design process. If you do a lot of custom projects, if you're wanting to grow your custom business, then a great opportunity is sharing your custom design process so that it's really clear and people understand it. And then something else you could include is excellent customer service, as well as so what you offer to your customers, and then also your policies like free shipping, returns, etc.
Yeah, and if you do have retailer partners as well, it might be nice to like showcase them, especially if you have customers who will want to see that product in person, or you do get their geographic location and you can kind of personalize that based on where the retailers are and where the subscribers are. So that's really nice, and also a great way to promote those partnerships too.
Yes. So when we're thinking about timing of the welcome series, the first email, you obviously want to go out immediately after opt-in. So as soon as somebody signs up for your email list, you want that first email to go out because, like I said, that's when they're most excited about your brand and they're most likely to take action. And then after that, I've received welcome series that kind of come really quickly, and I don't love that. I like to space it out a bit more. So, every few days, so that things aren't coming, again, on top of each other, is how I like to space out that series.
Yeah, or even like once a week for the 4 to 6 weeks or however long your series lasts.
Yes. And something else that's really important when it comes to your welcome series is to make sure every single one of these emails and every piece of marketing that you ever do ever should have a strong call to action. So even with these emails, like we were talking about, how email number 2, for example, the one where you introduce yourself doesn't have any product in it, you still want a strong call to action. So maybe the call to action is to reply to the email and let us know about you, or click to the website to find out more about our process. Those are calls to action. So even if you're not saying click here to buy, you still need a call to action.
Definitely. Yeah. If you feel nervous about like being aggressive or too salesy, just know that people want instructions. They don't want to be confused. So keep it simple. Let people know what they should be doing. It will be appreciated.
Yes. And then the other thing to remember when you're putting your series together is that you want everything you're saying to align with your goals. So looking at your marketing from a more holistic place. So making sure everything's working together is really important. And that's one of the reasons why you don't want to just set these emails and forget them, is because you want to make sure they continue to align with what your focuses are and your goals are with your brand. So for example, where you're showcasing your product, maybe your best sellers change, or maybe your newest collection changes. Make sure you're promoting what you are trying to sell more of. All right. So Laryssa, can you tell us about some other key automations to consider?
Yeah, definitely. So if you have a Shopify store, just a side note, Shopify kind of has the ability to set up a lot of these things by default so that you have some kind of communications going out. But it's really nice to think about how can you take some of these automations and make them specific to your brand so you have control over the messaging and how it's being received. So like a post-purchase email would be a great email to send. That can happen right after they get like the order confirmation, or you can time it so it's like approximately when they may be receiving the order or when it's about to get shipped out. You just finished making it. So timing that for the customer to feel really special and appreciated and like congratulating them for their purchase. There's also abandoned cart emails, which get triggered when someone leaves something in their cart and they don't finish the purchase. There could be thank you emails, which could be any kind of thank you, really kind of similar to a post-purchase or later on, even asking them for a review or to refer to a friend or to take some other type of action, maybe like a customer birthday or a purchase anniversary email, and then like the you haven't purchased in a while kind of email. And here's some new stuff, like here's what you've been missing or new things we've added to the store. So those are just some ideas.
Yes, and they're really important. So you're probably, I'm just guessing that automations are something that's like, at the bottom of the list in terms of marketing you need to get done. And they might be overwhelming because when I'm brainstorming and creating these for brands I work with, but they're really important because this is a way that you can stay in touch with people without having to manually like put on your calendar to reach out, which takes up a lot of time. So this eliminates those steps and really makes people in your audience who have purchased from you feel really special. Like, their birthday, you're thanking them for things that they're doing, you appreciate them as a customer. And while a handwritten note goes a long way too, you can layer that kind of strategy in on top of this just to take some of the things off your plate.
Oh, I love layering in automation with something more personal, like a note. I think that's a great idea.
So after listening to this podcast, will you be adding a welcome email to your email marketing strategy? Are you going to try out a welcome series or any other automations? Let us know. Again, you can visit successwithjewelry.com to sign up for the extended episode as well as exclusive content. Thank you so much for listening.